Welcome to our session today. So, ayun na nga, politics and pop culture. Two different worlds pero sobrang connected. Today, we'll break down how pop culture influences politics, how those in power maintain control through dominant social orders, and how institutions reinforce political narratives.
And syempre, we won't just discuss this topic. Hindi tayo nandito para makinig lang. We'll question, analyze, and understand how these forces shape our thinking. And para hindi tayo boring, we'll mix in some podcast-style discussions.
So, ayan na. Habang nakikinig kayo, you should think critically, take notes, and reflect. We'll unpack everything now. Pero yung final thoughts nyo, pag-usapan natin yan when we meet face-to-face or sa online task natin. Game? Let's start with the fundamental question. Ano nga ba ang popular culture? What is politics? And more importantly, paano sila nakakaapekto sa isa't isa? How does popular culture influence politics and vice versa?
Popular culture consists of its films, music, art, or social media. Hindi lang yan simpleng reflection ng society. It actually shapes it. It influences who we admire, the ideologies we accept, and even how we see political figures. Napansin nyo ba kung paano ginagamit ng political campaigns ang elements ng pop culture? Yung slogans na parang song lyrics, viral campaign dances, o yung pag-endorse ng celebrities, hindi ito coincidence. This is all a part of the strategy.
At hindi lang yan one-way street. Politics doesn't just coexist with pop culture. It actively uses it. Kita nyo kung paano ginagamit ng mga politicians ang media at celebrities to shape their image? Yung mga speeches nila parang big scenes sa movies. Tapos yung campaign rallies, halos concert na yung vibe. Bottom line, pop culture isn't just entertainment. It's a battleground where political power is contested and reinforced.
So ayun, hindi lang basta nagre-reflect ang pop culture sa politics. It's also about who controls the story and how that story influences society. Now that we have seen how pop culture and politics go hand in hand, siguro dapat tignan natin to in action. And to further illustrate this dynamic, let's dive into our first discussion. Let us all watch this clip.
Ngayong araw na to, masasaksiyan ng buong pamantasan. Tapatan na ng totoo sa klase nito. Mga haribon, mag-ingay! At ngayon, hindi na ako magpapaligoy-ligoy pa. Sa aking kaliwa ay isang mamamayang gustong malinawan. Sige! At sa aking kuluman, serbisyo niya ay Twitter the second time around. Ganawan na. Ayun, Doktor. At sa kanong naman, serbisyo niya ay Twitter the second time around. Doktora na, mayora pa, palakpakan, Mayor Hani Lacuna.
Ngayon, sunod na tayo. Pag-usapan natin ang dominant social order. Sino ba talaga ang may hawak ng power? Paano nila to napapanatili at paano nila na-impluwensyahan ang tingin natin na normal? This is where middle-class fantasy and killing of agency comes to play.
Ang dominant social order, hindi lang yan tungkol sa kung sino ang nasa pwesto. It's all about who controls the narratives. Sila ang nagdidikta kung ano ang acceptable sa politics, media at pang-araw-araw na buhay. Sila rin ang nagsaset kung anong ideologies ang lumalakas at alin ang pinapatahimik. Pero isa sa pinakamalakas nilang tool ay yung illusion ng upward mobility. Ito yung paniniwala na basta nagsikap ka, yayaman ka rin balang araw, kahit saan ka man magsimula. This keeps people invested sa isang system na sa totoo lang mas pumapabor sa mga elites.
At ang pagpapanatili ng power, hindi lang sa mga policies. It's about controlling perception. If you can make the existing system appear natural or inevitable, mas hindi mo na to kinu-question, di ba? Dito, sobrang crucial ang middle class fantasy. Many people believe they are just one step away from financial success, which prevents them from questioning structural inequalities, at dito pumapasok ang pop culture. Ginagamit to ng politicians para ibenta ang sarili nila as middle class champions, even though obvious naman na part talaga sila ng mga elites. Ginagawa nilang mukhang same lang sila ng ordinaryong mamamayan para makuha sila ng suporta sa mga iyon.
Makikita natin to sa pagpapatuloy ng political dynasties. Laging ang narrative nila, whether through news coverage, social media presence, or even entertainment industry, ay sila ang natural choice para mamuno. They appeal to middle-class aspirations by presenting themselves as relatable, hardworking figures kumbaga. Pero ang totoo, minamana lang nila at pinoprotektahan yung wealth and power ng pamilya nila. This discourages alternative leaders from rising, and in turn, umuusbong lalo ang middle-class fantasy na madali lang umangat sa society.
Okay, good points. Now let's transition to the next clip, the killing of agency.
Veronica III, night at 9 p.m., Father Edward Arnay is going to stand before the pre-trial chamber of the ICC. I am calling on you, not as his supporters, but as Filipinos. Stand for what is right and right and right. Whether you are in the Philippines or abroad, let us be one in prayer and one in upholding our rights, peace, sovereignty. The Council of